Hello, and welcome to Unexplained Possibilities in case you missed it for January 2026. Here, we gather up some weird and offbeat stories that mostly happen throughout the current month that you might not have heard about. So let's not waste any time and jump right into it. Everyone knows who these guys are. They're giant pandas. And I'm happy to report that the giant panda is no longer on the endangered species list. According to the World Wildlife Fund for Nature, this is thanks to years of conservation and investing in infrastructure to make sure the giant panda's habitat stays intact. While this is good news, giant pandas are still on the vulnerable list. However, if things keep going as they are, I'm sure giant pandas will surge and make it off the vulnerable list before we know it. Here's something really cool coming from Calgary. We know winters can be harsh and beautiful with snow. And for some reason, people exist who like the cold and messing around in the snow. However, not everyone is fortunate enough to experience this odd pleasure thanks to mobility issues. Well, Calgary said, "We got you," and is offering all-terrain wheelchairs at North Glenmore Park in the southwest and Prairie Winds Park in the northeast. These specialized wheelchairs are rugged and designed to handle uneven landscapes, snow, and whatever else Mother Nature has to offer. While you have to reserve a wheelchair 24 hours in advance on the city's website, it's totally free and giving people a chance to experience nature in a way they weren't able to before. Here's hoping more parks do something similar to this in the future. From one wheelchair to someone who has just made history in one. This is Michaela Benthus. I'm sure I butchered that last name. And she's in a wheelchair and also an aerospace engineer. Oh, and she became the first wheelchair user to be shot off into space. Blue Origin was carrying out a suborbital space flight which takes people beyond the atmosphere of Earth and into the weightlessness of space. Michaela and others were in space for 10 minutes before touching back down on the planet and becoming part of space history. This is Rajan James, and Rajan is a very lucky man. You see, Rajan was feeling not too good one day. He was feeling weak, lightheaded, and according to his friends, his eyes were unusually red. So Rajan went to urgent care where tests were done but came back negative. Rajan would then go home and collapse on the floor. Luckily, his father was home and was able to call for emergency services. Now, back at the hospital, Rajan was in 24-hour intensive care and on a ventilator as he was paralyzed and couldn't do a thing. Rajan was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome, GBS for short, and it's a rare autoimmune condition in which a person's immune system attacks the peripheral nerves, causing symptoms such as numbness, tingling, and muscle weakness that can lead to paralysis. Rajan was in the hospital for 3 months, received plasma as treatment, and a whole lot of prayers. Miraculously, Rajan recovered and went a literal step further and was able to walk under his own power. Now, Rajan is doing much better and spreading awareness for Guillain-Barré syndrome to help people recognize symptoms. Our final story comes from Kishi Station in Japan. The cat you're seeing is Yontama, and she has been promoted to station master for the Wakayama Electric Railways Kishigawa line. That is a mouthful. Yontama is the third feline station master, taking over for Nitama, who passed away in November 2025. Now, you might be asking, what is the purpose of this? Well, according to Kyoto News, this is a tradition nearly 2 decades old and has created tourism that saved the struggling station. Now, to officially inaugurate Yontama, a ceremony was held in front of the station. During this, she received a letter of appointment as well as a medallion with her title engraved on it, presented by Wakayama Electric Railway President Mitsunobu Kojima. And that concludes In Case You Missed It for January 2026. Thank you all for watching, and if you have your own offbeat and weird stories, be sure to share it with us in the comment section down below or on social media. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to Unexplained Possibilities. Thank you again for watching, and we will be seeing you in February.